Welcome back to another episode of Twisted Metal Companion. I'm Peter over there with Dracula's cloak, cape. I'm not sure. It's Tyler. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good.
Hey, when you saw Sweet Tooth with the cape, did you think about the invisible cloak from Harry Potter at all?
I that didn't come to mind, but yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I
I
was I
thought it
was
was,
definitely thinking some like Phantom of the Opera
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, it was pretty nice cloak. We'll definitely get there. Today we are going to be doing a commentary on episodes 4 and 5 of season two. Episode 4 is titled "Let's Get Busy." This episode is directed by Bill Benz and written by Grant DeCurnian. Um, Little inside baseball, we had scheduled an Instagram live to coincide with our watch along and commentary, but we don't have enough followers just yet. We're just
Womp womp.
shy of 1,000. So if you guys have an Instagram and haven't yet already follow us, Twisted Metal Pod. Um, if you can help us get to 1,000, then we can actually schedule one of these lives and include some of the followers, and for those that do want to do a watch along with us, while we're doing these commentaries. So we still got what, 3 more weeks? What's today? This well, these episodes were dropped on the 7th, so we got three, one, two, three, yeah, at least three, 4 weeks more. No, that's right, 3 more weeks. Okay, holy cow, it's going by really quick. We're almost to the halfway point by the end of episode 5. So pretty wild. Um, I don't think really there's any bit of news in terms of content. There is a really sweet video on YouTube titled "Dressing Up for Destruction," released by Peacock, and that basically it stars Liz Vestola, who is the costume designer. I got to speak with her for season 1, but she takes us inside the costume trailer and shows us up close the details of some of the character's wardrobe. Like Quiet's jacket, and shows us like some of the mods between season 1 and 2. And uh, if you have a really keen eye, you can see things in the background too in pictures. I think they're, might be kind of spoiler light, but in that video clip, they show you like half-second, uh, you know, cuts of, some behind the scenes stuff. So I saw stuff with like Richard DeClercq, who plays Mr. Grimm. I think he might have been with Patty Guggenheim. It was the back of a woman's head, but just judging by the hair, that's who I'm guessing it was, who plays Raven 2.0 here. Um, and see what we're, oh, and then, some really high def, the character profiles that we've seen previously on social media. So I got a few screen grabs of those, shared those on the social medias. But that's pretty much it. The cast, as you would imagine, are also releasing BTS photos from the set on the days of those episodes that are dropping, and those been a lot of fun to see and watch. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much it, I think, as of late. Have you been listening to the soundtrack at all? The Twisted Metal season 2?
Oh no, I've not.
Yeah, I've been checking it out here and there. The earworm for me, and maybe because I keep watching the episode over and over, is I believe it's titled "Start Your Engine." It's the one that starts off with episode 5, and obviously we'll hear it when we do the commentary. But that just it slaps. I shared that on Instagram and said it slaps. It's really good. And another one that's a bit of an earworm. No pun intended, maybe, is titled Vermin. You know, the Vermin one is actually kind of catchy, and it sounds kind of rodent-like, like something you'd kind of hear in a like a kids movie with like little speaking insects or something. Just kind of it reminds me of like I don't know. It's composed in a way where I feel like I would hear it in a musical, or a play. I don't, you guys just have to hear it, but it's that one is also pretty catchy for me. Those were the only two I could remember by title, but the other ones, yeah, it's his vintage Leo Bierenberg and Zach Robinson, who also composed music for Cobra Kai, Weird Al the movie, which they actually won. Oh boy, I'm gonna forget an Emmy for maybe, maybe also a Grammy. They won an award for working with Weird Al. I remember that much. They gave me shit about it when I interviewed them for Obliterated because I said nominated and I might have gotten the category wrong. So they also did Obliterated, which I also covered. That only lasted just the one season, unfortunately, on Netflix. So there you go. If you guys like music and scores, definitely check it out. It's available on Spotify and all that good stuff. MJ, the showrunner, also I believe he was the one that kind of compiled like these character playlists for the characters on Spotify as well. So you love yourself some Sweet Tooth. What I don't know why I said it that way. Sweet Tooth. You can find like the Sweet Tooth playlist, with the official like poster on it of Sweet Tooth, kind of pointing to his mouth basically, um and it's all songs that I believe MJ said that like, these are the songs he feels that these characters would listen to or whatever. So that's been I haven't gotten through all of them yet, but that's something I definitely want to check out eventually. All right, so I guess we can get into it if you guys are queued up for episode 4 of season 2, again titled Let's Get Busy. Ah, damn it, it keeps playing again. Okay, just rewind it. I think if I drag it all the way to the left, it automatically like resumes play. So if I just hit
Yeah,
pause and go back 10 seconds, that should do it. I seem to always have that trouble here. Um, okay, I think we're good. I got the my little notepad here ready to do our games for best line, best character, best costume, best death, post fall slang. There's one I want to look up that I know somebody says in episode 4 here. Kill music. I feel like there's only one per episode so far. And best use of a swear word. Yep, and that's it. So here we go. Tyler, you're all set to go?
I'm ready.
Okay, so on go. Three, two, one, go. Boom, boom, boom. There goes the peacock, and I didn't do that on sync. I keep forgetting about uh the recap here, and we'll just let it play. I don't want to skip the
Yeah.
recap. People might get a little out of sync. Um, oh man, I forgot about that. The spray to the eyes too. We just saw the guy that
Oh yeah.
doll face. Yeah, that was a really good one. While while that recap is playing, let me look up this expression I heard and see if it means anything. Okay. Hmm. All right, so Mayhem. I don't want to jump the gun here, but hopefully I remember something in episode 5 to kind of bring up with Mayhem's eye makeup.
Okay.
Um, since it's still recapping, do you have any kind of like theories? Well, we're starting, but just in general, like anything that's come to mind since we've last spoken, like any kind of theories you might have.
Oh,
And
just like
maybe
in
we'll stick with
general.
episode 4. No, yeah, yeah.
I mean, no,
No, I guess not
no,
stick with
not
episode
not
4.
yet.
That's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't been thinking too far ahead.
Okay. I have to say, I love the look of Diesel City, at least the stuff in the background with all those like smoking towers or
Yeah.
whatever they're called, smokestacks. All right, so a lot of people are showing up. Yeah, okay, so basically, kind of not necessarily a swap meet. I don't know if that's the right term, but you show up and you give offerings to the emperor. We're gonna find out, and you are given, I believe, 20 tokens currency that you can go in and purchase ammunition and specials, basically.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, like the having their own currency, these little like looks like bearings or like lug nuts or kind of things.
They look
Uh,
really cool, and I think if you are someone like Tinker from season 1, I bet you can mass produce that yourself. But
yeah.
we'll give it that. I do love like this Ocean's 11 feel, like
Hmm.
the explanation, and then we're seeing like all these different things. It's a bit of a shorthand because these are 30-minute episodes. These lanyards, they also don't look, very. It looks like you can also make it yourself. Very horny episode. Quiet, check it
Yes.
out, John. I did not know what we were getting ourselves into going into this episode, and it was a nice surprise.
So yeah, the title, kind of gives you a hint there, but you're not really sure,
Right.
how far it's gonna go.
For me, it was kind of, I don't know, it took me back to the song Get Busy from episode 2, I believe it was. The Sean Paul song. That was the one that I had for
Hmm.
like the needle drop of the episode. I shared that a screenshot of Anthony Mackie in this suit and said that it kind of reminded me of him from the Adjustment Bureau. Did you watch that?
Oh no.
Oh, okay. Do you know what that one is?
I remember hearing about it. I'm not sure what it is
Yeah,
exactly.
Matt Damon and I'm forgetting the other actor's name, the one from Mad Men who played like Sterling. Jo- Uh, he also played Tony Stark's father.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I can't remember his
Okay,
name.
yeah.
Is it like a time travel thing?
I don't remember those time travel, but they can open like doors open up to like you can use doors open up to portals that come out of other doors or something. I kind of forget. I
Okay.
literally haven't seen it since it came out, which was like 2011. Whoever they have as like I don't know if it's like a military consultant or whatever, but I do love the attention to detail. Like I do see people that are carrying rifles. They have it
Hmm.
at the down ready, and that's a modified position that um I think they modified it like in the early aughts because before you used to hold it upwards, but then you can have like um accidental like fire.
Hmm.
There's a word I was looking for. Anyway, but now you have the modified version where you point downwards just in case you don't hit anybody. A couple different things because I was talking. There was to talk about the Knights of Nebraska. Apparently, they took care of like all the lawmen that were left in Topeka. That doesn't necessarily mean Stone is also included. Stone could have left Topeka. We don't know, but it
Hmm.
was a line that I missed a couple times at least. And also there was that I left that one shot where we were following Quiet and John. And then as they exit the frame, you see Stu and Sweet Tooth in the background already here.
Yeah. Yeah, there's I like a lot of the like crossing paths here.
Mhm. I do love how I don't get the sense that they've been here before, but they've been in, but at the very least they have gone quote unquote shopping before together
Hmm.
because Stu's very much going to be acting like the parent, giving him a bit of a ration and making, don't spend it all in one place basically.
Yeah. Don't let him control all the money or he'll buy something frivolous.
And I love how when they do kind of like split up here in a second, Sweet Tooth does this thing where he's almost kind of like, all right, my parent, and as he walks away, he turns and like cowers down and starts like, like, all right, game on right here.
Yeah.
I just love it. There he goes. It's so good.
So yeah, I love the
In
Knights get up.
Yeah, that's we were saying like, oh, they kind of look like knights, and so yeah, that's exactly what they are.
Did
It's
you ever
gotta be
see
so
a
fucking hot
Mandy
wearing that though.
with a Nicolas Cage?
No, that's a horror
Oh.
movie
Yeah, yeah, kind of horror.
ish.
Yeah. There's like three or four like bad guys that are just like transformed from like hallucinogenics, and they these guys
Ah,
remind me of them.
okay. I love this part where Quiet's trying to act sexy. Quiet Mayhem. It's like, you look like you're trying to push out a fart. It's so good the way John laughs too. Like he had to think about it for a split second, like, oh shit, that was pretty funny. It's a good uh little exchange there.
I love this bit here with John and the glasses.
Yeah, you didn't see my post, right? Um
Uh,
I shared the screenshot of when the guy actually looks at John and he's making that smirk, and I said
mhm.
me watching like Twisted Metal.
Yeah.
And then I just looked at it a little bit longer and go, you know what? He kind of looks like that little girl meme where she's like cheesing and looking to the left, and then I did a side by side, and then I reshared that as well.
Yeah, just him in the background, just like
Yeah.
popping them up and down constantly.
Well, not only that, like the glasses, apparently we find out that he had bad vision. And these pair of glasses also correct his the color because he didn't notice that Quiet's had brown eyes this entire time. So imagine if you wore like imagine if he wore glasses for the rest of like the show. Like he might be that much better. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a great bit. And so Spokanese people, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they're called, but yeah, we're from the Pacific Northwest ourselves. Apparently speak like how Quiet thinks men talk, right? Like when she was pretending to be a holy man,
Yeah. Oh yeah, like she kind of has one accent to pull
right?
out.
It's really good. So I am not familiar with much of like the specials here at all, but I know a lot of people like on social media, they're like, oh, this and that is being shown, like the napalm missile. I might have said that wrong. I'm not sure if it's an actual missile. Is a napalm something, right? Grenade, maybe, or
Mm.
I like how like the drinks are being served in like little flasks or beakers. I'm not sure I don't know the difference, but they have like a variety of those,
Yeah. Well, it's all like science equipment.
right? So, John Daly as the Emperor, your thoughts?
Oh, he's so good at just playing this just hedonistic emperor overlord of Diesel City.
Just real quick, the way John and Quiet are trying to act natural, I love it. It's so funny. It's very tropey, but it's so hilarious the way Stephanie does, kind of with the gun fingers, like, "Hey, what's up?" Like I'm totally being normal. Also, I don't want to jump too far ahead, but I feel like this could be like a spiritual, like parallel character to Preacher. Like I feel
Oh yeah,
they're cut from the same cloth. I do love his look too. He's got like all these chains and jewelry. Um, and he's got like the Caesar, like Roman
yeah.
headwear thing going.
Very. I mean, yeah. This whole setup is very Caligula.
Yeah.
The Bacchanal.
I just love how I love John's like, oh yeah, it's a stupid accent. I don't remember where Kirkland is, but isn't that where like Costco's headquarters are or whatever, or was or
Yeah,
is? Is
yeah.
that also Washington?
I assume it's somewhere else in Washington.
Okay. I've been to Spokane. So apparently there was some beef between people in Kirkland and Spokane,
In this John thinking on his feet, about like poisoning and was it? Oh, I think
right?
it's John or the Emperor here saying, like, oh, you look different. You benefited from the laxative.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah. Diarrhea looks good on you. I think it's a
Yeah,
line. I love this too. Like I considered making like a fun graphic where he's like, "Is this even you?" And I was gonna zoom into like the badge and it's gonna be like him as like Sam, the Falcon. You know. Also, I want to know like the Emperor's backstory. Like I feel he was like a thespian and somehow just became like the leader. Yeah, he's a happy guy. I gotta
oh
say.
yeah.
Um, a lot gets by him though. That's the other thing, and apparently a lot of other people.
I think he's very preoccupied in his own world. Like he's just worried about the next orgy.
Did you also hear about what they did to his essential worker, the lube guy? That's fucked up.
It's just not right.
Yeah. Shout out to the essential workers. Oh, also because we're looking at Stu right here trying to negotiate for I believe some sort of missiles. I was just catching up of some of the Doughboys and their episodes with the first one they did a couple weeks ago with MJ the showrunner and Stephanie Beatriz, and then
Mhm.
most recently with Tiana Okoye and uh, Sailor Bell Perda, who plays Mayhem in Dollface in reverse there. I said the names in reverse. But found out some really great tidbits. It was a lot of fun to listen to, but at some point, the back of the Sweet Tooth vehicle came up. And Mitch, Mike Mitchell talked about how, yeah, it needs to be like a mail truck. And he said something to the effect of like, he respects the mail carriers because like that bitch is hot, like these were my words, but he was basically saying like how hot it is, and
Oh
yes,
yeah.
so thanks for the shout out there.
Just yeah, imagine being in a vehicle where the fan that's supposed to cool you off is hotter than
Yeah,
everything else.
and then it's so small. You got two, massive guys in there with artillery as well. Not a lot of space.
Oh yeah. And you're just like, and then like moving around in there. And if you're considering the fiction, you got a guy with a head on fire as well.
Right, right. I love the little sound cue when they cut back to the Emperor. It's almost like horrific. He's just like still staring, but I think he's just got it for John, you know. We also skipped over the part where Stu was really upset with Sweet Tooth buying that cloak, but we talked a little bit about it.
Yeah. When he just looks so soft, and it flows real well, fit nicely. I understand Sweet Tooth being drawn to it. And
And
yeah, and
apologies. Go ahead.
seeing how well he's able to use it to conceal snapping necks.
Well, it took me a while to think about it, but I think that's because just a doll face, she's going in there like taking down all the snipers, right? That's why Sweet
Yeah,
Tooth was able to get away with that. Because I was just like, I'll call bullshit. There's no way that that cloak is actually hiding him. But I do this is that little scene here where John is now on board to also break down the walls because of this guy mentioning New San Francisco.
mm-hmm.
You got this new special that like melts people's skin in 7 seconds, and they apparently they tested it on some of those outsiders. And
Yeah.
so yeah, sounds like John missed
Which
out on that.
yeah, which I mean we see pretty much every time we saw New San Francisco, you just see that group of people right outside the gates.
That poor, well, actually, the Radish Man wasn't part of that, right? That was somewhere else.
He was nearby.
Yeah. The Pied Piper, it made me think of R. Kelly.
I
Did
mean,
you know that's what he calls himself too?
no.
Yeah, yeah. In several of his songs, he referenced himself as like Pied Piper, and so I feel that might have been also a joke on Silicon Valley because that was the app, right? That they,
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Man, all the clues were there.
yeah. I got to take a call real
All right. Yeah, we see here the Dollface and Sweet Tooth meeting up for the first time, taking out guards on these like the scaffolding here. So it's a great pair up. Wouldn't have expected. See Sweet Tooth kind of infatuated. John and Quiet approaching the what will turn out to be the orgy, uh,
right. The
and
little eyes wide shut.
yeah, and being judged for leaving their pants on.
Right. I think this guard must be in on it as well, right? Like they probably get some of their own time.
Oh, I'm sure. In one way or another, they're getting something out of it. And this is a moment where, because pointed out that these air on sci-fi,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's like, well, this, I wonder how much of this is aired on, if anything gets cut, from
Right,
like
right.
here,
That
because
that's a good point. I mean,
yeah,
the worst that they do is really some butts, right? Like we
yeah.
see, John's butt for sure, and there's like a lot of side butts, maybe a couple side boobs, but there's actual no, excuse me,
So yeah,
no,
no,
excuse me.
no, no. But I think it's it's the thrusting. It's the
Yeah, okay.
thrusting and
The
gyrating that just
moaning,
really,
that's
yeah,
yeah, yeah. That would be interesting. I know there's got to be a intimacy coordinator would have been on set for something like this, and so I've spoken with one before for the show Obliterated on Netflix, and I know basically some of these people they have to have like I forget what it's called, but it's like a
A
I
modesty
forget the
pouch.
actual term, but there's like kind of something like a contract where
Oh.
they go through like the people on the show and the actor and talk about like what they're comfortable with actually
Hmm.
exposing and stuff like that. So I do love this bit too where they're like trying way too hard to act horny and like they're walking just this gesture how like Quiet is on all fours crawling and John is trying to like do it from behind as he's also walking on his knees. And somehow they make this scene very kind of like sweet too. Like maybe because they toned down like all the surrounding noise and the focus and the look, between
Hmm.
John and Quiet under this table is kind of a sweet moment. I like the guy in the background where he's just like rubbing on his nips and just like, what? Did it ever look like he was about to fall asleep? Was that like he
So,
was dozing
yeah,
off a little bit?
he was yeah, a little bit too relaxed. Just a stew coming down on a conveyor belt.
King of Dirt. I had forgotten that Stu was taken away.
The slow realization of what his punishment is going to be.
And shout outs again to Mitch, for like the commitment to all of this and also coming down at an angle. I believe he was still his hands were still tied behind his back. Like that's
Yeah.
I'll be a little frightened from that. But on the show, I'm sure everything was extremely safe, so there's no way he would have like fell over or something and hurt himself. So if I looked at that, I go, no, thank you. Just get me to the very end. Um, did he win a contest? I think so, right? Like, isn't that what they wanted? Like girls, and wasn't that one of the wishes or something? So here we got a little, I don't know, Mission Impossible slash Austin Powers kind of sequence.
Oh yeah. When the yeah, when we get to the oh and yeah, this move right here. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
doing
very,
something.
very, very sexy.
Moving.
So the vest, it does. Didn't I say that? Did I read that as Diesel City? Like we were breaking down like the trailer,
Oh
and
yeah. I
yeah,
think
we
so.
couldn't figure out like what these disguises were. So now we know that yeah, it was after like some sort of orgy, some BDSM and such.
And I yeah, I really like these interactions with Sweet Tooth and Dollface.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good. Did they already have the standoff where they're both on in like the bridge and whatever?
Yeah, when they're like kind of first meeting, like they're both taking people out.
Yeah, it I had mentioned on Instagram that it kind of reminded me something like Batman 89 where he's up in the tower, kind of
Mhm.
like yeah.
Yeah, I think
So he's
it's
spoken for,
I like
referring
this.
to his
Yeah,
relationship with Stu.
uh, so like you see, yeah, Sweet Tooth like yeah, similar to with like Stu, uh when he kind of like gloms onto someone when he finds someone that he like isn't
Respects or
just doesn't want to kill immediately. Yeah, he becomes very like very friendly, very he wants to help out,
oh yeah.
supportive.
Yeah.
Then yeah,
It's like trying to ask a girl to like, be a friend and he's doing it a little bit awkwardly. I
here's
do love
Anthony
this.
Mackie
Yep.
recreating the entrapment trailer.
Yeah. I do I do wonder if the lasers were added in afterwards. 'Cause he definitely doesn't break any of it.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
mean, I'm sure for
Yeah.
like probably some of the shots where he's a bit more like acrobatic, but
Right.
it looks if all of this is added afterwards, it looks pretty good.
It
The
does.
like
Also,
light
did not
shining
have
through and
like
not getting cut.
We heard about the Emperor's raging hard on. Did not expect John to have one.
No, yeah, really turned on by
Yeah.
dodging lasers.
So we got Hadaway, What is Love here. I love the contrast between, sexy time coming up here, along with like the fight between Dollface and Sweet Tooth. I don't know if I'll be able to do this, but I'm gonna try to refer to Dollface as Dollface when she has mask down, and Sans mask or up would be Krista. We'll see. This is such a fun sequence. It's like a music video. Also, I didn't jot down the info, but Bill Benz, the director, he recently shared, I don't remember if it was last night. Let me see if it's still on Instagram. He did share that there was a inspiration for the sequence with all the fires and stuff like that. It was from a music video. Also, I love
Okay.
this little weapon here, the round thing that looks like BB-8, right? Was that is
Yeah.
that the
Yeah.
yeah?
It's like a
And
just
so
a
it's just
rolling flamethrower.
I feel like they were like, how do we get something that just starts shooting off fires and stuff? And well, what if it rolls and it just
Hmm.
accidentally falls? I love the how that was constructed.
Yeah, like I wonder, like, is that supposed to be like shot from something, or is it literally just like here's a thing that you can throw in somewhere that's just, immediately going to just be spraying flames everywhere?
Yeah, it's so it's shot so I mean it's well done and shot really well. And it makes sense that there was a music video that inspired the sequence because that's exactly what it looks like. And then we get some, actual like movie sequences here with Stu showing up and seeing, hey, I have access to a lot of weapons. And now he's disgusted by the side effects because he just had too
Yeah.
much of it. He's depleted of all human bodily liquids.
Yeah, Gatorade's probably hard to come by post apocalypse.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, it looks like it was a little bit ago where his story is no longer there where he actually says like the song in the video. It wasn't something I was familiar with, but he showed the screenshot. Mayhem to the rescue. A couple of different things. EMP it's just like uh it's just there unmanned, you know.
Yeah, it's kind
Um
of got like its own little holder there, like it's just
yeah,
like on display in the security room.
also Mayhem, like just the idea of like okay, we get it. She's handy with the steel, but I feel I feel just there's she's much more of a mystery than I thought she would be. So what do
Just
you
yeah.
how do you interpret this? You didn't fuck me, I fucked you. What do you think he means by that?
I mean, you could, I wasn't thinking that the emperor literally
Right.
fucked Stu,
Okay.
but he seems like
Good hat.
he's affected by the you know by the idea of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Um
when there's that many bodies and it's just things slipping in and out, like how can you really take account of
yeah,
who's what
you
and
lose
what's
track,
going where?
you know? Yeah.
Although the lube guy is dead, so it's a little bit rougher.
Yeah. But we don't know, how that happened. Was he making a run? No idea. I do love this, how like everybody there, they know like if you steal, you're gonna get sniped. And the fact that somebody just got, away with something, they realize that there's no snipers around now, chaos ensues.
Hmm.
But yeah, again, all the blood on Stu as well. Like he just bumps into Mayhem, like, oh, excuse me. I thought that would come back and maybe it will, but we haven't heard anything yet. Again, I was shocked in the sense that I was surprised that we were gonna get, quote unquote nudity, but Anthony Mackie just committed and just like I am showing
Oh
my
yeah,
ass.
it does. It seems like there's few things Anthony Mackie isn't game for. Uh, he he
Yeah.
seems to give it his all.
And then Steady Beatrice, I mean, look at her. She's literally just covered with like those bullet,
Yeah,
belts or whatever they're
bandolier.
called. Yeah. I see the bullet wound still, from being shot by Quiet on John. Nice touch there. We got Dollface Krista. She just got a new vehicle. I love how they just keep missing each other too. Like Stu's calling for John for help earlier, and now they see Stu, who they call him Drew. Like they just learned. Well, I guess
Yeah.
that was months ago. It was like a year ago, so they forgot. Stu. When they saw them during the vehicular combat
Hmm.
manslaughter. Cones, napalm cones. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so Stu's holding an M4. Very familiar with that. So yeah, I when those character profiles came out on social media before the show dropped, I took the screenshot, I shared it, and joked that I'm telling my kids that this is Rambo, referring to Stu. I had no idea he was gonna do these, like in episode 5, jumping ahead a little bit. He's like, get some, that's very, Vietnam era,
Hmm.
and yeah, all this massacre that he does. I wasn't far off. Did not expect that to happen, but
I like the uh Stu, talking about his massacre and Sweet Tooth, wanting to hear about it, and then Stu mentioning, "Oh, and I had a lot of sex." Like, I don't need to hear
yeah, this,
everything.
this doesn't have decorum. All right, so is this where she's talking about also entering the tournament, right, Krista?
Yeah, yeah. The three of them, and it's like she can use the EMP so that
Yeah,
they can go ahead.
yeah. Mayhem, uh, Sailor. She does this thing with her face. It's cute, because like she's off in the woods, or I guess in the grass or whatever. Comes out of nowhere. It's like, hey, and me in shrapnel, I'll be fucking unstoppable. I think is what she said, and it's kind of like, hey, do we have any TP? And like does this thing with her mouth, as in like I'm a little embarrassed to be asking because I completely forgot. Really nice moment here to end the chaos with.
Imagining what the cabin will be like.
Right, the cabin. Did we already see the map, right? Oh yeah, that was just the scene before, right? Like John pulls
Yeah,
out the map drawn by his sister, on Grandpa about Grandpa's cabin. So call back to episode 1. Is that it? Yep, and that's it
that's
for
it.
this episode, episode 4. All right, Tyler. So what did you think about that episode? We didn't talk about it before, and I didn't even give the description like I usually do. I'm all out of whack. I'm really thrown off, you guys, because of that damn hiccup that we had for trying to do a live earlier too. Um, no point in reading it, but uh, this is when you talked about it. Yeah,
Man,
what
yeah,
do you-
just what a fun episode. Like, and I think really showing the benefits of uh being like on a streaming service and kind of not being tied down to it. Seems like they're not restricted in any way.
right.
Just the getting uh Stu's massacre after being drained, and the Emperor's just a flesh party there is something we haven't really seen a lot. Like we've had a little bits here and there. More of like the sexual end uh, of the show, but this one is just going whole hog.
Yes, yes, indeed. I thought it's a lot of fun. So much happened in this episode, and I think I feel like I was a little overwhelmed on my first watch because there's so much to look at. There's so much going on. There's so many characters involved as well. And I very much enjoyed it so much more on my second watch because I knew what was coming and I knew where to kind of focus. But it is crazy. On the Peacock website here, it has episode 4 as 32 minutes. That's a fast-paced 32 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of action, a lot of great sequences. So yeah, this season two is kicking ass.
It,
It's just
yeah, like you said, all those moving pieces, like getting,
yeah,
at a certain point, Sweet Tooth and Stu have split up, so we're seeing them doing different things, flashing, between those two, Quiet and John together, and then Dollface and Mayhem like splitting up as well. Like it's just, yeah, you just have constantly just every scene, scene where a different person's at, and it doesn't
yeah.
feel like it doesn't feel like it's too much, yeah, good episode.
It is a good episode. I'm trying to look. Is there any? I have an idea for like possibly another category to add to our games. I don't know
Okay.
if there's one that you might consider replacing that um yeah, I don't know if there's one that we would replace or do we want to add? What do you think?
Uh,
Is there one that you don't think that we haven't been doing in terms of
I mean, well, I mean, the so far, like I think like the needle drops, there's time only been like one that we've, it kind of just depends on the episode.
right?
So like maybe like swapping when there's like only one or something. But no, so what's the new one you're thinking of?
Because I kind of been saying it a lot lately, and I think we just might have said I might have said it during this commentary as well. It would be did not have this on my bingo card.
Okay. It's
It
like a
just
surprising moment or
yeah,
something like that.
basically, yeah. So
Yeah, I like that.
okay, so how about this? We will drop the kill music and
Hadaway. It was Hadaway.
yeah, yeah, we can always talk about it. Especially when we do the episode breakdowns, like, we'll just talk about it for sure. But yeah, at this point, I think we've only had one episode so far in season two with Get Busy and the Rough Riders in the second, no, the first, at the first episode. So, so we'll see. But yeah, let's swap that one out. For did not have that on my bingo card. Okay, and so hopefully, you can probably improvise there once we get there. So do you have a best line? DeMarcus,
The
what's your line of the episode?
John when putting on the glasses and describing, how the world is normally fuzzy and hard to make out, like that whole section there of him realizing that he needs glasses.
Yeah, that's a really good one. My best line is just because it's basically more of a sequence. It's I talked about it. It's Quiet trying to put on the sexy for these two guys walking by, and Mayhem just being like, "Hey, like you're cute and all quiet, but you look like you're trying to push out a fart." So I thought that was really good. What do you have for a best character?
uh probably probably have to go with the Emperor. uh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's I have the Emperor as well, but I think on my first watch, I was almost gonna give it to Stu. Because like I think like Stu had a lot to do here, and also, he got to have the sex,
Yeah.
and so he was having some wins in this episode. He
uh,
got to he tried to negotiate for some artillery or some weapons or ammo and wasn't able to get some, but not only did he get some, but then he got some ammo later too. So I
yeah.
but because we're not going to see the Emperor again, right? Like Stu massacred everybody. The Emperor just he was just so lively and just so lived in. I feel um I would love to. I don't know if I'd want to spin off maybe like a web series, like a fun supplemental material of more of the Emperor, doing his
Yeah.
thing. So um
Like
uh,
an office style like
yeah,
shorts of just like
yeah,
a day in the Emperor's life.
that's it. All the different people, the new suitors that come in and stuff like that. What about best costume?
Oh, the knights.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they there's what fantastic. I hope to see more.
the Knights is definitely a good one. I'm trying to think what kind of stands out. Because I was thinking about what about the dress wear, but um, I'm gonna have to agree with you. The Knights. I wish that we had more kind of things we can pause on and really take a look at like the details of their stuff because we've only seen them like a couple times and then we'll see them again in episode five, but even then, still not like a full whole lot of detail because they're kind of no face, unnamed stuff like that. Okay, so what do you have for best death?
Ooh, I'm just gonna go with Stu's Gore Mitzvah. So just
Yeah,
the
right.
entire massacre of the orgy.
Yeah, it's off screen. But I feel that could be budget, left to our own imagination, but that'd just be a lot of like special effects and extras and
And I mean the look on Stu's face, while it's happening is more than enough.
yeah.
You get the idea.
Oh yeah, covered in blood later on as well. It would have been funny if he had like some sort of like appendage from like somebody's body just still on him or something, the way he shot people. Post fall slang, did you have one? That seems to be a kind of a hard one too, because we're not getting one
It,
every episode either.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Hmm. Yeah, I don't
The one I
nothing
had,
stands out.
yeah, and maybe that might be one we drop as well. But the what I had is not a post fall slang, but I had to look it up because I wasn't sure what it was. But it's when the emperor says chin chin. I guess like the explanation is kind of like a cheers, like I think it's
Okay,
British. I feel a phrase used
sounds it.
as a toast, similar to cheers, particularly in Italian and sometimes in French and British English. It's a casual and informal way to say cheers. So it
All right,
makes sense. But yeah,
you're
I
gonna
would have
break that
guessed
out at
that
the next
too.
party.
Yeah, exactly. What about okay, your bingo card?
Oh,
Well, did not have that on my bingo card.
the probably Sweet Tooth in his cape.
Okay.
The Yeah, just the him twirling around and just really showing off how flowy it is and everything. Yeah.
And we didn't even talk about the exchange between him and the learned vendor, telling him that it belonged to actually to Dracula, and he
Oh yeah.
believed him. So, so that was a lot of fun. Um, we talked about it, or I talked about it, is John's boner during the
Mhm.
laser dance or whatever he does. Did not did not expect to see that big old dong right there as he was trying to put on the sexy for Quiet, who's also kind of giving him like, "What are you doing?" You know, that is not working. Maybe if he was wearing the glasses, that would have worked better for her.
It's like very
And best
impressive, but there's a
news,
much easier way through this.
yeah, having her throw the axe. Um, best use of a swear word.
See, I also don't have anything specific, but I'm sure that something disgusting during that orgy was muttered.
Oh, sure. I mean, there was a lot spoken by the emperor, obviously, where the fuck do you think you're going? Stuff like that. But it looks like I was in the middle of typing. I wonder if that's when I got the call. It says, "Do you even know?" And that's where it stops. Uh,
No.
no idea. Well, okay, how about this? Mayhem says, "Keys, bitch," and asking it from Trista, who surprisingly gives it to her, but doesn't really say anything else. So like Mayhem's really being kind of she's really getting along and building these friendships with some of these people, and so
Yeah.
so I love that.
I mean, you
All
pop
right,
in and save someone's life. It's a pretty easy way to ingratiate yourself.
fair enough, but I believe that was after the fact. I think she came in
Mm.
and saved the day afterward, right? Because that was early on, because she was supposed to be the lookout, but
Oh yeah, that's right.
then she made her made way inside, got lanyards, got glasses somehow. Uh, don't know where she got the currency, probably pickpocket, totally fine. And so again, like this is all paying off from what we learned about her in episode 2 when she was introduced. in the Dollface episode. All right, so the next episode we are going to watch is On Your Mark, episode 5. Peacock has the description as the tournament kicks off. John and Quiet battle through a grueling qualifying round. And I agree. I think that's very simple and straight to the point. This episode is directed by Phil Riccia. We've had this problem before. I haven't had any corrections. Um, and written by Sean Diston for this episode. So, all right, let's cue it up for you guys at home. I'm gonna have to rewind because I was watching this a couple times earlier today. Oh yeah. Okay. So, all right, I'm on 0-0. If everyone's ready, Tyler, you ready?
Ready.
All right, on go. Three, two, one, go. Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna get that peacock tune down. It's taking me a while to get it. So here we go. There's that song. Start your engines. Love it. Check it out. I just love when the beat kicks in too. It did the synth, it's so good. So we're following Roadkill, Shrapnel, in the new vehicle, the little ATV, right? The ATV that
Hmm.
Chris is driving, Dollface is driving there with a massive like cannon rifle with there, or two of them in the front there. That's pretty awesome. We get Axel. He's already there at the Knights of Nebraska. We're gonna learn Chucky Flute and also Frostbite, Death Warrant.
Yeah, I was so surprised to see Dog the Bounty Hunter got a role on the show.
Looking a little bit like Cage, a Cable,
Yeah,
looking like Cable a little bit.
Cable. Yeah,
Liz Vestola, the costume designer, she does talk about John's vest and how like Dollface made it for him because she's a bit of a costume designer herself. And I love the way Mayhem pulls up and she tries to look like she fits in. Not necessarily trying to act cool, but like pretend like she knows what the hell she's doing.
just
And
holding
she's
that flare gun.
the flare gun. It's so funny too because it's like a bright yellow, and so like kids, they're gonna love it, right? So yeah, apparently Quiet gave her the flare gun, and she thinks it's a real gun. She's twirling it. Just she's happy to be there.
I was so excited, yeah, seeing these holy men show up. I was, like just anticipating the return of Preacher.
And hey, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little shocked to see him like staring too. I'm like, oh shit, like something's about to go down. But we do learn that yeah, Preacher died, and they have a replacement now. And I don't is that the same? It's the same style, but for some reason, John's mask looked better than these guys' mask.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It definitely seems like a different, slightly different design. His had some like more like mesh.
Yeah. So someone had a baby, and then they just decided that that's the new preacher, reincarnated.
Yeah.
Maybe the baby was born like the next day after like preacher died, and that's why.
Uh, the baby reminded me a lot of especially here where it kind of it's like growling at him.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Reminded me of what was the baby Adams name in Adams Family?
Um,
Uh,
Pubert.
oh yeah, Pubert.
Pubert. Yeah. 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 Also, like I forgot another reference is when I mean, at least the vibes that I got when Mayhem was playing with flare gun, it kind of made me think of like Garth, with when
Oh
they
yeah,
go visit Phil, he's like playing around.
someone who's clearly not comfortable trying to look cool.
Right. I do love how Trista here is a little nervous here to talk to Axel. She was checking her breath earlier. She's like, "How you doing?" I just love that. Now, the gasoline, does it get into his veins? Like does he urinate gasoline? Like I feel if he's rolling through the fire, there's got to be some hazard there.
We need like one of those the Visible Man, kind of
Yeah.
like cross section things to see like what Axel's insides look like.
Yeah. I love the little intro music they have here for Stu and Sweet Tooth rolling in. And apparently there's some announcer when like a new person is like arriving too.
Hmm.
I was just checking out the headband that Stu has here, and Mitch, he talked about how that headband is actually pretty tight. And he
It
mentioned
looks
it to
it.
somebody, and yeah, they tried stretching it over like a watermelon to make it bigger for him. I do wonder, like, why can't they just get another one that looks like it but bigger? I don't know. I'm still battling like that really gnarly cough I've been having for like going on what 3 weeks now.
Man,
Also, what was this other holy man's name? We
it's
got
like,
Deacon and
ooh,
Bren
Benjamin.
Benjamin. There we go. Maybe it was like something they settled on, like, oh, should it be Benjamin or Brandon? I do love Deacon's look, how he also has like the collar. He's a man of the cloth.
Hmm. I'd love to see like over the course of the season, like that little baby slowly getting like Jason Mantzoukas like facial hair, and
Yeah.
like hair.
And also like Liz Vastola, the costume designer, she showed us the mask in that video I was talking about on YouTube, and you can't see it when Samoa Joe is wearing it, but the cross on the baseball, that's the eye, is actually mesh, so he can also look through it.
Mm,
So he's not, actually covered with one eye. Also, great introduction to Vermin. I take a
yeah,
picture of the last logger, little Pee Wee reference, and apparently she's from Florida. I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
yeah, yeah. Mayhem here, just kind of like sowing distrust between everyone, just going up and talking about, oh, did you hear what this person said about you?
I love how Lisa Gilroy, she just like goes from trying to like menace mayhem to, oh, Deacon said something about me. I don't know if there's kind of like maybe she likes Deacon, or is it because like somebody's talking about her and she, maybe like some traumatic stuff from like high school, when she needs to get
Hmm.
picked on or whatever. But I love that little snap, and the way she's running off too.
Yeah.
Like I
The,
think that's like even funnier than who had the funny run in Friends. What was it? Phoebe, or I think it was Phoebe, right?
yes,
That
yeah, it
had the
was
funny
Phoebe.
run. Oh my God, that's like the best bad run ever. So Deacon is also hearing from Mayhem that apparently Sweet Tooth is talking about him. And Benjamin, is he trying to milk himself back there? Is that what's going on? Right?
Yeah, it looks like he's pumping.
Pumping. Okay, all right. There was a little bit of that too in the previous episode. One of the guys at the orgy was also, you
Yep,
know, rubbing
teasing
on nips.
himself.
Dude doing he's doing the opposite of like look for the biggest man and like fuck with him. It's like this guy's smaller than me. I love that. I'll take your balls and shove it up your nose. All right. And the
And
return
yeah,
of Mike, aka Todd.
yep.
I think I'll have to look again. I feel the vehicle he's working on might have just had the Washington plates, and
Oh,
remember like Stu and Mike are from Seattle.
yeah.
So I'll have to look at that. Love the reunion. Love Taj. Awesome guy. Love to see him back. And it's kind of cool how we just like literally wrapped up our season one review the day season two dropped, and we talked about the end sequence about like what the hell happened. So this is where we find out, and then not
Hmm.
only that, Stu's finding out that Mike has a new homie named Dave. And this is very much like, wow, you're seeing your ex with their new significant other.
Yeah, yeah. And I was thinking like, going off to college or something and coming back home and like meeting up with your friends, again or something, and then meeting your friends, new friends that hang out, and it's just like just kind of weird.
It is. I've had that. Had a best friend moved down to Cali, and then he had all new best friends, and we're like, oh, well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, what happened to our years as best friends, So I totally get it. So I love this interaction, and I'm still trying to figure it out. Also, it looks like they have a student driver, like they stole this. It's a student driver vehicle. I think it's what it says on top.
Oh,
But
they
so the
got
way
two brakes.
huh? Yeah. Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah, two brakes.
So what I'm understanding is, Mike, had a big gash on his back, cauterized himself with the campfire, right? As
Hmm.
Stu was being dragged off. At some point, is found by the butchers. And Dave says that they were trying to fatten him up, but the Mike flipped the script on him and said, a man who eats a man is no man. Um, I feel that while they were trying to fatten him up, like feeding him and stuff like that, maybe Dave was like the lookout at some point. Then they had that talk, and maybe Dave helped him escape. Maybe
Yeah.
Dave is kind of like a newer butcher. Hadn't quite yet admitted to that. Because I think he's about to say it too. Also, like, I something like made a vow that I would never let like man meat touch these lips or something like that. Creating the perfect little minion. I just did a Q&A on Instagram. Somebody asked if we would see Minion. I didn't know that character, so I had to look it up and I was like, no idea, but he looks badass. And then when I saw this episode, I go, huh, like Mike is calling Stu a minion. I wonder if it might maybe he becomes something like
Yeah.
that. But also a little surprised on how they wrote Mike's reaction to seeing Sweet Tooth. Like it's a very uncomfortable situation for sure,
Hmm.
but that guy left you for dead. Like like that was a really nasty and frightening sequence. And so
Yeah.
I felt like maybe Mike should have cowered or something. Instead, he was more upset at the idea of Stu is with this guy still. But maybe Sweet Tooth isn't coming out menacing right now. That could be it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I think that disappointment, thinking that like, oh, Stu got away, he's not, with this guy. And then,
Right.
oh, never mind. It's similar to like the X thing. You're like, oh, you went back to him. Like,
Yeah.
you could have been out on your
And
own.
Mr. Grimm is has arrived and has made a lot of enemies so far. Looks like I was looking at Chucky Floop in the background. He's just kind of like, oh, kind of checking him out there. But also Dave, like I do love how he's so understanding. Like Mike
Hmm.
kind of like exited the scene, and then Dave to Stu is just like, just give him some time. Like he'll come around. Until
Yeah.
Sweet Tooth. Go ahead.
I was gonna say yes, Stu, kind of in that situation of like, I want to hate this guy, but he's so damn nice.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And Dave and Mike are a duo who apparently drove the first Hammerhead from the first Twisted Metal. I didn't know about that pairing because there's also a Mike and Stu from Twisted Metal 2, which is our guys.
Hmm.
And from what I've looked up, the Mikes don't appear to be the same person. So it's kind of cool that they kept like these two pairings and used
Yeah.
Mike as like, like that one
Oh,
connecting
they're
fabric there.
yeah. I mean, the show's like so agile at just like you know pulling stuff from the actual games and not being scared to you know adjust it to
Yeah,
fit their narrative.
right. I mean,
Because like
like Dollface, they change, her
yeah,
connections and stuff.
you can imagine a world where you have writers that are like so beholden to like the original characters that it's like, oh
Yeah,
no, we have to wait, and to give this character, its actual real backstory from the games, and you would end up never seeing, half the stuff that they have to offer.
right. And then we have Mayhem kind of giving us the skinny on some of these people. Uh, I like how Chucky is like doing the thing where you like fart in your hand and like he like throws it at the Knights of Nebraska and they're just all reacting like, ugh. And so that was a funny introduction there. Um, I'm trying to think what else was. Oh, apparently Death Warrant. He scalps people and adds it to his hair or something.
Yeah, creating
I had a
a
similar
mullet of other people's hair.
in high school. I had a similar jacket to Chucky Flute that he's wearing right now. The leather jacket with the stripe.
I can see it.
And this guy, like for the Cobra Kai crossover fans, this guy screams Kyler to me. Much of a douche.
Oh yeah.
Big old baggy pants. I think they're dress pants too. I actually tried looking for that shirt he's wearing. It's like the yellow 3D cubes. If I could find one, like, hey, little cosplay right there. Like Sailor is really good as Mayhem. For you know, somebody, young, like sometimes you're just kind of like watching and it's just like, are they gonna do anything to make it like, that's a little, whatever, judgy, judging in their
Hmm.
acting skills, but like she's got the chops. Like she's really,
Yeah.
really good as Mayhem. We get Raven, Patty Guggenheim. Love the look, love the car. I like the little flare. I don't know if it's like a body kit, but she's got like the flare thing on the around the wheels too that just gives it that much more like really bold look. Now, you notice her eye makeup right there, Raven's eye makeup.
Hmm.
It kind of
Yeah.
kind of looks like Mayhem's eye makeup when she actually had it, but like a different shade.
Okay.
So I don't like I'm not saying this is a theory and I'm not saying it's related, but I was just like I had considered the idea, what if Mayhem was like another Raven, you know? Because I thought the eye makeup is very choice. So
Yeah.
do you kind of see what I'm talking about the
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
on Mayhem as well? Like I think it's come off a little bit on Mayhem like over as time passes, but it was more prevalent in like the previous episodes, I feel.
Yeah, when we first see her.
Yeah. So Quiet is now learning about the different Mayhems or about different Ravens. And I do like I do like how these two guys that are opening the door for Calypso are both bald. Anthony Carrigan, alopecia.
Hmm.
Does not have hair himself, so
Taking all of the hair from people around him, made it his own.
this yeah, the sequence here was one of the first things ever released, and so a lot of fun. I do wonder, are there? I mean, like, will there be other contenders, contestants, whatever that have to do like qualifiers that we just won't see? Because I feel like it's a little hard to believe that these are just it for how like
Yeah.
Calypso broadcasted, the tournament, right? Like some people are just gonna show up, some people were invited, right? Like Mr. Grimm, who gave him the
Yeah.
invitation? Was that in his head? A lot of questions.
Yeah, because like especially like at the beginning or near I guess near the end of the last season, yeah, it definitely seems like it's all like invitation,
Right,
and then
yeah,
yeah, we
like
get to
almost open, right?
broadcast and yeah.
So yeah, I do wonder, are we just only going to focus on these people and then just kind of hear about the other groups and whatnot? Also, I think this is just to kind of like highlight how much of a douche Chucky is. Like he
Yeah.
is literally about to go over the rules, dude. Like you literally wait one more second. Jesus. Vermin did. Okay, well, I guess we get some decent looks at some of the Knights of Nebraska, but it's more of like just up close. I want to see like their whole body. So now we find out what these were. We were wondering what these things that they were wearing with the three green lights. It's a package, so this is like a task that they have to do to a qualifying round.
Yeah, and the package is like the is it three green lights, and then if they all turn, does it go off or turn red or whatever, uh they
You
explode.
blow up. Yeah. Where does the missile come from? Whatever, it doesn't matter.
I
But
I yeah, I love the yeah, like orbital strike.
right. I do love Deacon and Benjamin's vehicle. Like the windows is that
Hmm.
stained glass from like church and stuff. Like I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure there's a name for it, but I like that touch.
And this time Stu lighting Sweet Tooth's head on
Oh,
fire. He's so into
yep.
it. He's it's like it's no longer like a weird thing for him. He's just like, oh, it's time to go. Light him up.
Yeah. I love Calypso's banner as well. It's dim right now, and the red, I don't know, it looks a little bit different that everything's dimmed down. I don't know what they did with the colors, but I don't know if the colors change in the dark. We did miss there's a junk junkyard dude right there. I know he's a character from the game as well. Um, my little bit of research, Vermin is actually like goggle eyes and drives Vermin. Vermin's the vehicle.
Okay.
So there's a little payoff there from if we didn't talk about it, but there is a moment where Quiet has this look on her face where you're like, oh, she's gonna be up to something. Like she has,
Hmm.
like because she saw Mayhem like working on the car a little bit after they talked. I'm done. I don't know what's wrong. I should probably go get seen, man. I can't stop coughing. I feel like I'm gonna cough up a lung at some point.
Need a Ricola.
I had like three today.
Oh man.
Okay, so there's going to be a lot of dead air because we're just watching like an action sequence. Did not notice that they have the ram here, the Deacon and Benjamin. They have the little ram skull in the front of their vehicle.
Oh yeah.
I just now noticed that they're trying to go after Stu and Sweet Tooth. Is Sweet Tooth chasing after Grim at this point still?
Yeah. Yeah. Unsuccessfully hitting the guy right in front of him. And of course, Harold
That
has to show up Stu.
he does with the grenade. Yeah, even Stu just like gives Harold a little glare. But yeah, there was that Rambo reference I was making. I was talking over kind of the introduction of Raven, but there was the thing that she did where she talked about I forget the line she does, but she does a little like at the end of what
Hmm.
she said. It was so funny.
And she's so surprised that John is here after
Right.
escaping
Yeah.
and stuff. But it's like,
Well,
well, of course, if he knows that he can get a wish or whatever, and he doesn't have to give it to you, like,
right. But
oh, and then
she saw
we
that
got our
Quiet
first
was
game
also
over.
there. Yeah, mentions that the sex must be that good, something, something, something. Yeah, just that little bit is so funny. I love how that red car just like went up and spun around.
Hmm.
It, I don't know anything about the categories for the Emmys, but this show, man, it's got a stunts, special effects, all this car stuff. It's got to get some sort of recognition. It's so good. I mean, most of the stuff is better than the shit on Fast and the Furious. Like, whipping
Yeah.
around like on a chain like over the cliffs. Like, come on, this stuff is like practical. I thought this was interesting. Instead of like chasing after other people, to make sure that she survives this, Raven decides, you know what, I'm just gonna head out to Tournament City and not try to mess with other people as others are
Hmm.
doing. Grim is being chased by Sweet Tooth, and Stu does not want to die, right? Like Sweet Tooth is like, yeah, let's go take out Grim. Like I'll basically, die trying, and Stu's like, no, I don't want that. So I thought that was interesting. Also,
Hmm.
the fire here looks amazing on Sweet Tooth's head.
Yeah.
I think it looks like better than season one.
Yeah, the way like it's sticking with the head and like moving as they're turning and everything. Yeah, it's like
It's
a
so good,
lot of
and
care.
fuck you, Chucky, for not picking on somebody your own size. But I mean, it might be that micro dick, right? Or maybe he's a little because he knows that Mayhem was like spreading lies and stuff. Maybe he's, it's a little personal right now. Just take her
Hmm.
out because she was being a little shit. And oh, God, I'll talk about this afterwards because let's just let it play out. Well, oh, I'm getting chills right now because of just what happened. So we got the setup, the flare gun, right? That's the setup. And then Quiet, she sabotages shrapnel, and so Mayhem can't drive it. There was another guy that died, got shot, so Mayhem commandeers his vehicle. So yeah, out on the road, Quiet's not gonna recognize who's driving that vehicle. And
Hmm.
because of Mayhem's interaction with Chucky, Mayhem shoots the flare gun, it ricochets, and then goes up in the air. Quiet immediately recognizes that's a fucking flare gun, and like her
Yeah.
tone and everything just changes, and like yeah, it hits me in a certain way, man. The way and like Quiet, who's also trying to like keep it cool, but John's like, no, we'll go back. They're gonna kind of
Hmm.
oh man, that was a hell of an ending. So I know that we're gonna get a bit of what is it called? The look ahead.
Next time
Do
on,
we, yeah, next time on, do we want to, yeah, let's let it play out. Let's see what we see here.
I actually don't have that on mine.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'll
Well,
let you
then we get to
narrate it to
stop it.
me.
We'll just stop it.
All right.
All right. Oh man. Well, I'll ask you first. Your first thoughts. I actually need to blow my nose, so why don't you share what you thought about this
Oh,
episode?
yeah, I mean for, like actual like plot, it's pretty light because I mean most of the episode is just people pulling into a garage and then kind of mingling amongst each other. But like there's so many new drivers that we get introduced to, and even if this is like the whole batch, if it's just whittling down from here, like there's just so many good ones to look forward to, hopefully, getting taken out by the main cast.
Yeah, it's a great episode. I'm glad that we got 12. Because if this was 10 episodes this season, where would this had been? Would the episodes have been a little bit longer? I'm not sure because Peacock or at least Twisted Metal plays on sci-fi sometimes. So I think they may have to kind of like stay within that runtime.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, yeah, you'd probably have to make some cuts and whatnot. But yeah, it's a great episode for an introduction and gives you just a little bit of what's to come and keep you excited enough that I didn't feel like shortchanged a little bit. Like we
Yeah.
spent enough time kind of meeting some of these new characters, not getting really a sense of where they're coming from in terms of like community. Like Chucky Floop, where'd you come from? You know what I mean? So who knows? Maybe he dies in the next episode, and that's all we're gonna get from him, but just a little bit and stuff where what Mayhem's kind of going around, you do get to
Mm-hmm.
find out more about these characters too. So from here on out, like it's probably just going to be. Uh, I just like how this episode serves as a purpose to just kind of introduce you to the characters and give you that little bit of action. Not necessarily like a throwaway episode, but like this. I don't know. I didn't feel like this pushed it that much forward, but I'm not saying that as like a criticism. It's
Yeah.
almost kind of like let's take a break from real quick. We're gonna learn the rules, very simple stuff. This is this was a not a preliminary round. What was the thing Calypso called it?
Oh, yeah, I don't remember what exactly, but I mean it's, yeah, like a like first heat or something, it's just like here's round one.
Yeah, don't die. Take the package. It's so qualifying round.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
he was referring. Yeah. So yeah, great episode. I cannot believe it is 25 minutes. This is a 25-minute episode. We just talked about how episode 4 was like well paced for 32. Holy shit,
Hmm.
25. You got all these new characters. Um,
The return of Mike.
uh, yeah, the return of Mike. I like Dave.
Hmm.
Dave is like vanilla as they come, but I hope that we don't get you thought Dave was cool, right? Tricked you guys, Mike spent a lot of time with them. I hope Dave's actually a cool guy, and who knows, like maybe um maybe there becomes like this kind of like friendship triangle between those three, and Mike, gets put in a position to like kind of choose one or the other. So yeah,
Mhm.
it's going to be really interesting to kind of see that dynamic with those guys. Um, let's talk about some of the others real quick. Well, let's get through our games and then anything else like kind of final thoughts here.
Okay.
The what is the Marcus? It's your line, best line of the episode for you?
The line from Vermin about being called a bug fucker, and saying it was just one time.
Right. I didn't know where to put that, whether best line or best use of a swear word. Um, actually, we'll circle back, but I love the whole thing where yeah, basically she said, "Oh, it was just one time, she did it as a joke. She put ants down her pants, but I actually liked it." And yeah, that was really, really good. So I put Dave's line about liking Sweet Tooth's mask. He's like, I feel like I'm looking at a dental ad. It's just a big old grin on Sweet Tooth. And I love how they don't even cut to the mask or even see like Sweet Tooth's reaction. No coverage on him. It's just straight up on Dave, because I think we're all still trying to figure out this guy. Like,
Mhm.
what's up with Dave here? But if Mike likes him, I'm gonna like him for now. Best character of the episode.
Uh, I mean, going with one of the new ones, probably Vermin. I think.
I agree.
Yeah, just the the intro there, and just you so quickly get like kind of Vermin's whole deal. Like it's just that kind of like loser, always on, always trying to prove themselves to like whoever's around them and never succeeding. There's kind of always the butt of the joke, but they never give up.
Oh
And
yeah,
just
she's used to
gross.
being very gross. The green is so green too. It's like what is that? Like that is not coming out of your nose. I don't think like you're sniffing something. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's she's a great character. It's a great introduction. The whole like take a picture, it'll last longer. She's used to being stared at. And that again, Lisa Gilroy's like switch, for when Mayhem tells Merman that, oh, Deacon's been talking about you. She just a little flip, like, oh, well, what did he say? Like that's a whole different person all of a sudden. And that run, I cannot get over that run. Um, I need a clip the whole vermin thing. It's pretty amazing. Best costume.
I really I really like what's his name, the dog, the bounty hunter looking guy.
Death
Um
Warrant,
Death
the
Warrant.
Van Damme
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, just because it's so much just Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Right. Um, let's see. I think I'm gonna give it to Deacon just because of the collar. Like he's the holy
Mhm.
man with the collar. I still like John's mask better, which I actually also picked for the best costume of that episode. What was that one called? Evelyn, in season
Mhm.
one. Um, Pulse false line, we're not doing that. Oh, okay. So I didn't change what I called it. So what was not on your bingo card for this episode of Twisted Metal?
Well, so um I think if we wouldn't have seen that little like sliver of Mike in the like
Hmm,
uh screenshot or whatever, it would have just been the like reveal of Mike being back and having
yeah,
survived. Because like him not being, kind of like in any of the official, like promotional stuff, here's the cast, like all of that, like would have been like a real good turn. So anyone who wasn't, paying attention to that, I'm sure that's, a big moment
right,
there.
right. I'm just I do feel like a bit of an ass for like I did share it, but it's like
Oh yeah,
it's in the
it's
stuff,
out there.
like
Yeah.
yeah, I was part of another fandom where there was several other content creators, and we would do we do all the same stuff, trying to like bring attention, like look what I caught, that type of stuff. And so I saw that, and I was so excited to even catch it like in real time when we were doing the
Mhm.
breakdown. I was like, wait, it's that Taj? And so yeah, I was really excited to share, and I didn't expect him to like reveal anything, but it was still a great moment to see. And
Yeah.
I still didn't even when Stu, like when you focus on Stu and he had that reaction, I still didn't even, I've forgotten about, well, I didn't forget about Mike. I knew like, oh, this is the episode we'll see Mike again.
Hmm.
But I thought that he was like checking something else out. But once, we looked over, I was like, oh shit, this is the moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely took it in right then. Um,
I think if
for,
it wasn't for
yeah,
that, I probably the first time we see like the orbital strike, just like taking out the car when the thing goes off, seeing that
yeah,
that's like the consequence for
yeah,
failing. Like,
yeah, that was pretty good. I think for my did not have that on my Twisted Metal bingo card. I'm gonna go with Dave. Just did not
okay,
expect
yeah,
Mike to have another bestie. And so when he comes around the corner, I was like, "Oh shit, Mike's moved on." That was my reaction. And then if you just look at Stu's very much looking back and forth, and there is a moment where like even Mike is almost kind of like, "I can explain,"
yeah.
So there's a lot going on with those three right there in that moment. Love it.
And you can imagine that, like, oh, if Dave wasn't there and it was just Mike, like Stu suddenly just flipping and being like, okay, how do I get away from
Yeah,
Sweet Tooth? Like, but
yeah,
then Dave comes around the corner and like, oh, never mind, like,
right.
you
That's a good
found
point.
someone.
Right, right. Oh, you already got somebody else, and yeah, that would have been a much better alternative, because he's not going to try to get you killed, yeah, inadvertently or otherwise. Okay, what is your best use of a swear word?
The right there at the end, the Stephanie Beatrice like realizing the mayhem is right behind him, and just the pretty much she's just saying like fuck, you know, over and over, but like
She's pissed. She's mad.
she's like and she's not even just mad, she's like she's so disappointed because she thought that she was going to be safe, and now she doesn't know if she's still alive. Like, it's a very a lot of emotion coming through of just fuck.
Yeah, yesterday, last night, I rewatched 3, 4, and 5, and then today I watched like 4 and 5 during work. But yeah, why I bring that up because episode 3 again, that's when you get Mayhem and Quiet, sharing, a moment together. She's teaching her how to test drive. That was the name of the episode, and I just needed that little bit of a reminder, like that time that they spent together, because these are broken up weekly, and so there's going to be details that I forget. So it's actually kind of nice to go back and be like, oh yeah, this was sweet. That's right. She did tell her about her relationship with her brother, and her and Mayhem really connected at that point. So I really felt for a quiet in that
Mm-hmm.
moment once that flare goes off. Yeah, it's really 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 well done. Yeah, this episode again, Phil Gricia, please somebody let us know. Yeah, it's well directed. I'd have to go also go back and check. I don't remember that shot that I really liked from the exclusive clip from IGN, right? Wasn't this the one where the race and stuff, where I said how like everybody runs to their cars and we're kind of see like all from behind as they're all driving off. I don't think it's in the final product,
I
but
don't
I keep
recall.
forgetting to look for it. But I feel like like I would have noticed it, be like, oh hey, there's that shot that I like again. But I could be wrong. I just could be wrong. Um, okay, so yeah, f final thoughts on the last two episodes, or anything else you want to talk about in this one?
I mean, just like honestly, like the as a whole, like the season, as it progresses, like uh, it w- with most shows, even the ones that I like the most, there's normally kind of like some like down episodes where it's just like, that one's like kind of skippable. But like I feel like they're using the time that they have so well, and like there's never like a wasted minute. There's not a lot of fat, like on the
Right.
episodes. So like every character, each scene that they're given is used so well to either like give you something fun about the character, kind of like teach you more, or where yeah, where the the time used is so efficient, and like I'm enjoying the season up as we're progressing, and it's it's just I think I keep thinking about something I think Raddick said on Twitter, that like it's shocking that the Peacock Twisted Metal show is better than the HBO Prestige Last of Us show,
I saw
and
that. Yeah.
it's so true. Like they're in half the amount of time they are just like giving you so much more quality, fun, like memorable moments, and it's not something that is so like beholden to its source material that you're just like copy and pasting, recreating the games exactly, like the Last of Us like wants to do. And yeah, it's what a continually what a great show.
Yeah. If for those that have not checked out the Doughboys, but also specifically the episode with Stephanie Beatriz and Michael Jonathan Smith, the showrunner, he gives a lot of great nuggets and he just talks about making the show and, coming in and having kind of a bit of an understanding that he uses his words so much better, obviously. Like he knows that people were gonna be like, of all like the different games, like Twisted Metal, like what the fuck? Like that's the one you guys want to like turn into a show. And basically he just wants to make this fun and enjoyable for people. And like, holy shit, this excuse me, season two has been nothing but that. It's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
fun. It's got a lot of heart. It's got a lot of great, memorable characters. Mayhem is a fucking scene stealer. Vermin so far also a bit of a scene stealer in this episode. Just Lisa Gilroy, like I haven't seen a ton of stuff she's in, but I love her to death on Jury Duty. Small role, but again, very memorable. So they are picking like, they're casting really great people. I know that there are some people, the characters are written with like certain people in mind. I know like Stu, Mike Mitchell was he was kind of like the thought that MJ had in mind writing that character, and so but yeah, it's just it's so well done. The worlds seem so real too, like Diesel City. Um, Not the community of Diesel City, but the look of Diesel City, I think is my favorite so far. Like I kind of talked about it at the opening of that episode.
Mm-hmm.
The community wise, like I feel they're kind of, if I had to choose the the I just said Diesel City, like the inside with the Emperor, or the Holy Man with Preacher. I think I might go with the Emperor. Like
Yeah.
that. It doesn't look no violence, right? Guards. Like now, guards are gone. Emperor, like everybody shot up. Like now you can just go there and just go steal stuff. But like prior to that, like they seem to have things okay. It was I think, kind of like that guard said, John and Quiet were the weird ones. So they're the weird ones. Like you got booze. Yeah, you guys have to sneak in, but you got booze. There's orgies going on. Like you don't have to participate. You can just do what you did. But like, hey, people are just doing things, and so I
So
didn't seem like they're not killing folk like holy men.
I assume, yeah, in Diesel City you can snort your cocaine, where with the Holy Men you have to chew it,
You have to
and it's
chew
just
it.
it's a
Yeah,
quality
yeah,
of life thing.
yeah. Right. It's yeah. Which one? But yeah, these different levels, that they're recreating from the games, the Diesel City. I know that's from the games and stuff. Yeah, it's translating really really well on screen. So like kudos, yeah, to everybody on the show, man. It's really really great, and it was number one for like a few days, and then I think Love Island came back on and number one again, and so it dropped to number two. So like people are watching it. It's just unfortunately these other shows that have a bigger following and are kind of like already in the middle of their run or towards the end of it or something. I don't. I'm not watching a lot of those right now, but yeah, I am having so much fun covering Twisted Metal season two. So and I love season one, but like two is like really good shit. So all right, that's gonna end it right here. Next week we got episodes 6 and 7. Uh, Looking forward to the rest of these episodes because I have no idea what the hell's coming. There's a dance sequence in one episode, people in dresses and suit. I think I got a glimpse of what Axel is wearing in that sequence. It's pretty funny. I don't want to give you spoilers because I've already been kind of doing so lightly on social media. I'll try to tone that down a little bit also. So, all right, guys, thanks for tuning into this. Hopefully we can get to 1,000 at some point before the first runs of these episodes so we can include the viewers as well to be included in our watch alongs and commentaries. So yeah, Twisted Metal Pod on Instagram if you're not already following me. Tyler's at 300 PTS. Um on both X and Instagram. So you can
Yeah,
find us
and
there.
Instagram. Yep.
Yep. So until the next episode, keep it twisted.